Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you have your coffee. I have mine. My granddaughter, for my birthday, sent me a box with all kinds of cool things in it, and she's my favorite granddaughter. I only have one granddaughter. And this is a mermaid cup. Love it, love it. And inside it says, "Live the life you imagined." I guess all those talks with her is rubbing off because as a life coach, she hears this a lot from me. And I think finally it's starting to pay off. So, cheers. Okay. So, I have a white candle lit here. And my intention is that this white candle is for the children. For all the children that have been struggling through COVID in terms of when they had to be remote, when they had to learn remotely and they felt isolated or alone, and we still don't know the effects of all this on mental health. There we are. I'm lighting a candle for all of them. Also for all the children that have been kidnapped or missing or anything like that. Let's hold a white light in our heart for them so they may find their way, and that something may happen to intervene at this time. Okay, move this over a little bit. Important topic of the day. Please, 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 can I ask you for a favor? You all know Ben, and Ben has a little growth or tumor on his hind end, and long story short, they're watching it. So for all you animal lovers out there, or for all you who care about anything that's important to me, please, please, please send a prayer for Ben and focus the light and the healing on his right hind end, his thigh. I guess that's his thigh. Because I know the power of us coming together in the light and just feeling so powerful that we know we can do anything at all that we set our minds and hearts to. And we know that the animal kingdom has been here for us, holding the light for a long time. And these animals have been our life, because if we didn't have that unconditional love to support us and go through every day, I know for a fact how much harder it would be. And Ben is so unconditionally loving, and he thinks all of you are his tribe. And whenever I have things in the physical gatherings or whatever that he's at, he's so excited to see all of you that are his friends. And especially when he hasn't seen somebody for a while and then they show up, he gets in this place where he's doing laps around the house, and then he wants to nip you at the same time. It's like, where have you been? And so he has also told me that he's taken a lot on for everyone. So when I'm in doing a healing, he's laying in the room. We know he's not a regular dog, he's a spirit dog, and he's taking on as well. And I need him here, because as you support me and I support you and we support each other, at the end of the day, it's Ben who's sitting beside me here, keeping me going, besides Gerard. I'm not forgetting you, Gerard, but the unconditional love. So I need a miracle here. So we're going to just blast him with light, and let's do it right now. So imagine that you're closing your eyes, you're seeing Ben in front of you. You're focusing on his right hind end, and we're just sending love there. Love, just blasting him with all this love, all this healing light. And Father, Mother, God, I ask on his behalf, for those who can't speak for themselves, that all animals receive light at this time. For all your pets, all the wild animals that are losing their habitats and coming out into the cities because they don't know where to go to get food. So we ask that you be a guiding light, and I'll share this white light with the animal kingdom as well. The children and the animals who can't speak for themselves, we ask for light surrounding them. For all the pets that have been taking on for all of us who feel weary, we ask for special healing, and for the Diva Kingdom to come in and work with them because they are the healers of the pets. We ask you to come in, the elementals, and really work with them now to give them a boost as they have been there for us in so many ways. We thank you in advance. All right, so October, how are we doing? I know for me personally, I certainly wasn't ready to move from summer. I think I went swimming 3 times, made it to the beach once. So, but I do love fall, and especially on the East Coast with the leaves turning and everything, it's so beautiful. And the weather's starting to cool, and we get to wear those cool clothes, sweaters and a little bit heavier clothes. And it's a time of going inward. It's a time of harvesting the last of what we have. And it's a time of really getting prepared. So this is our last hurrah, these 4 months before we go into 3 months rather, before we go into winter solstice, and then we pull it in for the winter. So we want to be mindful. What needs to get done? Perhaps there's things in your home that you feel you need to get done, or do cleanup or whatever, to prepare, washing your windows, bringing in lawn furniture, whatever it is. And you diehards that want to keep it out there for another month, God bless. But this is a time when we really have to be true to ourselves. What needs to get done? Where are we going with this? How can we still enjoy fall fully? When I think of fall, besides the leaves and the beautiful weather, I also think of pumpkin coffee, right? Or pumpkin pie, or whatever you want to call it. But this is a time when seasonal foods are coming from the last of the harvest, right? Pumpkins outside, all of that. And also the month of October being a very strong month for manifesting. We know the veil's very thin as we approach Halloween, and the veil's thin. And this is a time when you can honor your ancestors and, really, really get clear about what still needs to be healed. Speaking of ancestors, there is, I just want to mention the African healer Gogo, who has studied, she's from Connecticut, but has studied for years in this certain African tradition. So she calls herself, or they call her, a soul doctor. And many of us have had healings with her, and it was phenomenal. I just want to put a plug in here for her. She will be coming, I believe it's the 15th and 16th, whatever that Friday, Saturday is, to my home to do private healings. And there's a couple spots left. So if anybody at all is struggling with your family or your lineage or anything, it's amazing. I had one, Gerard had one, my daughter had one, many people, and she has this way of just tuning into what the issue is and going back to see when it started. And it was fascinating. And as you clear for yourself, you're also clearing for your relatives or your children or your unborn grandchildren yet. I think it's very cool. We're going back and forward in time. So if you have any ancestors that have been stuck because of grief or loss or whatever, you're able to clear them so they can be free. And to me, that is a very unselfish thing to do, to come and do the work to clear for the ancestors. So anyways, 413-526-9840 if anybody's interested in taking one of those last few spots. All right, we're moving into the cards. I think we're going to start with the fairies. The fairies oracle. So I'm feeling the number 2. So the fairies, oracle, spirit, give us 2 cards. What do the fairies want to say on this first week of October? Okay, there are the 2 cards. First one, kick up your heels. Rainbows and unicorns. So this says, although we have a lot going on in the world, it's time to play. It's time to lighten up. Certainly in the fall, there's a lot of festivals going on here. We have the Big E, and there's a lot of fall festivals and different things that would give you time to kick up your heels. People are picking apples or doing whatever they're doing, the last of it. So let's look up kick up your heels. It says your soul longs to collaborate and have fun. Celebrate and have fun. The fairies urge you to call your friends for a get-together or an evening out. There is always something to celebrate, and this card asks you to do so now. Your soul longs for an exciting adventure, such as an out-of-town trip, throwing a party, or kicking up your heels and going dancing. Sometimes we procrastinate when it comes to personal time-outs, believing that such activities cost too much time and money. You are recognizing that the benefits of celebrating are many, getting a fresh perspective and new ideals, rekindling old relationships, and the sheer joy of entertaining yourself. The fairies hold celebrations regularly, sometimes on a nightly basis. They know the importance of singing and dancing as part of developing community spirit. Boy, ain't that the truth. Although you may wish that someone else would take the initiative to suggest an evening out, maybe it's time for you to take the lead and plan a special event. Affirmation: I am spirited, playful, and fun to be with. I create ways to celebrate with my friends. Isn't that nice? That's a beautiful card that reminds you of childlike innocence. The next one is kindness. What we were talking about, we have the animals around her. So she's got these beautiful wings on, and there's a bunny around her, and kindness. And when I look at this, it's reminding me of unity and that we're all one, right? So the kindness here, she's taking care of the bunny. You know, nature takes care of itself. It reminds me of that. Kindness. Practice kindness in all of your thoughts and deeds today, towards yourself, other people, animals, and the environment, and watch the rewards that come your way. It also reminds me that sometimes, you know, if you find a bug in your house or a spider or whatever, I don't kill anything being a Reiki master. I'll put it in a jar or a glass or on a cloth, and depending on how quick it runs, and relocate it outside. That's us helping them. So I love that. Or a bird that falls out of a tree or anything like that. We often refer to kindness as thoughtfulness, yet kindness is more correctly described as lovefulness. Love that. By drawing this card, the fairies hand you the wonderful assignment of looking for opportunities to be kind today. And I think in a world right now with so much being challenged and the division of things, just holding a door open for somebody or smiling or saying hello, we have to smile with our eyes these days. So it says it could mean being extra alert for strangers who would need a helping hand. By paying attention to the importance of every thought and action, you begin to develop a kindness habit. Your new energy of kindness attracts new loving friends into your life. As you practice kindness towards animals, plants, and the environment, you develop a closer relationship with nature. More important, when you are particularly kind towards yourself, by thinking about yourself compassionately, and by taking time out for yourself, you are rewarded with a deep sense of inner satisfaction and peace. I am kind, thoughtful, and loving to myself and others is the affirmation. Very nice. Well, this is a nice reminder for this week to play and be kind. The next card is from Lightworker Oracle. So, Spirit, this first week of October, what does everyone need to know? Dark Angel. The artist is amazing in this deck. This is by Alana Fairchild. So let's see what Dark Angel is. The Dark Angel comes to you with a radical truth. Divine love is always there for you without exceptions. Love will never forget you. It will never stop caring for you, even when it seems most unlikely. In fact, especially then, the divine is reaching for you and nurturing you. Even our wounds are ways that we can discover love and divine grace through the healing process. The divine is always helping you remember who you are and find your true joy. When the dark angel appears, you are being given a gift of light, even if it may seem to be a hidden blessing. So what I want to say about that, I agree. When we think of the dark, sometimes that's the shadow side, right? And sometimes the shadow side is our teacher. So sometimes we have to have these dark experiences to find the light again and to come out again. And the reminder of the white light here, the white candle. So this week you may experience something and feel alone or vulnerable. She's naked on here, so that sense of feeling vulnerable, and then remembering that the light is always there for you. You just have to ask and blast whatever that is that's happening with the light. All right, we're going into Metatron. All right, Metatron, what would you like to say to everyone? Ooh, connection and attunement, the color orange. Pulling this card is asking you to listen to Metatron's voice speaking directly to you here. So look at the card. It's pretty amazing with all the orange on there. When I look at it, I love this because this person is just reaching for the light, and I don't know what yoga pose that is, but it's very powerful because it looks very balanced. And then they're reaching for the light above. And we already know that orange, the color orange, is all about creative pursuits as well. It says, can you feel my joy? Can you feel my majesty? Can you feel me all around you in the simplest, most complex things? I am Archangel Metatron. I'm not a stranger of you. I've been around each of you since your moment of birth and will be with you in this life to your moment of passing to whence you came. Yes, I am with you and in the void between lifetimes as well. I am the light. I am color. I am universal power, love, wisdom, and illumination. You ask, how can you reach me? This is no mystery, no complexity. It's about reaching up while you are fully grounded and present, and I will be here. What did I say about that pose? Many of you are not aware that it is I that have held you through difficult days, I who pushed you to evolve and change. Sometimes you have doubted me and felt me absent, but I've always been there. Through the good times, through the hard times, I'm always there with you. At times when you can't feel me, connect via my stream of orange flame. Ask that it flows down on anyone who asks for it and attunes and connects you to me. So that's his color. I am already within you, and the orange light reminds you of that. It is a part of you, and it nourishes at all levels your physical, emotion, mental, and spiritual bodies. Orange is a vibrant light made of red tones of fire, passion, raw energy, action, and life force. yet it also contains the yellow and golds of joy, fun, sunshine, alchemy, and wisdom. Orange is the color of enlightenment and ascension journey. To be surrounded by its vibration smooths your path, ignites your spiritual power, and illuminates your light. Hold your arms up to receive my light. Let it flow down your hands and arms, harnessing your healing ability and gifts. Let it flow into your throat so you speak with a spiritual voice of strength and truth. Allow the orange light to stream through you, a limitless supply. You don't need to cocoon yourself in the orange light. It is, like me, a dynamic, active energy that wants to move, create, heal, and produce results. It is always there as I am, reminding you of your true self that can and already has moved mountains and can do it still again. Hold this card close to you when you wish to strengthen your connection and feel him close around you. So with that, I'm going to show it to you again. That mountain pose, it might even be mountain pose that this is. But look at the strength. Just breathing it in and knowing that orange light. So this week, I would say we may have some circumstances that we need to call in Metatron to be with us and just call in that orange light. Starseed Oracle. The Void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. Wow, into the void. So when I think of looking at this card and the blackness in the void, to me, that's where we go to create. We go in the void. We have to stop long enough. It's like taking a mini vacation by yourself. You go into that quiet zone, and that's where we create or open to infinite possibilities. In the void, all possibilities exist. So I would say that this week they're telling us this. Stay in the light. Go into the void. Stop long enough to create. Maybe that's why we need to, play this week. All right. One thing about her decks, you can't ever find them. They're not alphabetical. You got to keep going through it. Although I love them. All right. All right. It says everything and nothing exists in the void. It's where all life begins and ends. It's the winter and the womb. The fertile darkness where all things originate and all seeds grow. Comforting and intimidating, freeing and daunting. It can feel both overwhelmingly small or huge. The void is where faith lives. And don't we need to have that right now? The message of the void is to surrender to the unknown, to allow the fertile darkness of nothingness to nourish the new seeds growing within you, regardless of whether you know what they'll one day become. You're being called to surrender to the mystery of what's next, to rest and to allow the winter of your life to do the work for you, to hand over control and trust that just because you can't see what's happening beneath the surface, it doesn't mean things aren't at work. And where I go with this is the bigger picture, what's happening in the world, all the things, all the change that's happening, everything that's just looks haywire right now. We don't know, what's going on. It's just like in the tarot. We work with different suits. Like we get an idea and we're in the creative suit, and then we add some feeling to it, and then we take action, and then it manifests. So sometimes things are at work behind the scenes. The greatest weavings happen when we find a way to surrender and trust that our life is being knitted for us, right beneath the surface, in ways known and unknowable. Now is the time to cultivate faith and allow deep, deep rest. The void often surfaces at the end of a chapter or phase, when we're called to let go of all we think we know and identify with. When you're in the void, it can feel scary and as if you should be doing something. However, when this card appears, it's a sure sign that the most productive thing to do is relinquish control and surrender to the changing mystery of your life. How have you been called to surrender to the unknown mystery of your life? There we go. How have you? So as I look at these for the week, I want to say make time to play, especially in the beginning of the week. Remember to treat people the way you would like to be treated. And then what we have here is some things perhaps coming up in the shadow for you to bring Metatron in and then go back in the void and know that whatever's being broken down has to be created, and we're holding the light for it to be a magnificent creation. So with that, I want to thank all of you, and I want to thank you for sending prayers for Ben. Really can't tell you how much that means to me. I love you all, and I'll see you next week.